Problem: shoppers continue to scam you on eBay and you didn't cover my scam in the first video. Solution: in this video, I will show you 3 more common eBay scams and how to best protect yourself like a boss. Damien here with Resolutions, a channel dedicated to giving you real solutions without having you sit through long videos filled with nonsense. Let's get to it. This video is part 2 of the top scams on eBay as it pertains to sellers. Check the pinned comment below to see my first video if you haven't already. Also, visit resolutions.com for free downloads. The scams I'm about to show you still have only one goal in mind. The goal for the scammer is to get free. Let me show you how to stop the scam, or at the very least, deter as many scammers as possible. You can't stop them all, but you can give them hell. Scam number 1, the Chop Shop return scam. This particular scam is more prevalent with high-ticket items, but scammers aren't really picky. They want to screw whoever they can. So everybody watch out. Let's take a look at the scenario. You sold a Betamax like the one you see here. The customer pays quickly and you ship out the item with no issues. The item arrives on time and undamaged because you're a boss man or a boss bitch and understand how to ship properly. After a few hours to a couple of days, you get a refund request from the customer. It bums you out, but you say it's all good because your item will sell again when you get it back. Once you receive the item and before you provide a refund, you decide to test it to make sure it still works. While trying to test, you find that it doesn't work. You check the receiver for possible physical harm or anything that would help to identify the issue. From the quick once-over you just performed, everything seems to be in order, but something doesn't feel right. You decide to get into the recorder itself to see what went wrong with the hardware. Upon opening, you notice that parts are missing or not genuine. Then you think, "Look, the customer screwed me," and you punch the wall. So what do you do now? Immediately contact the customer and accuse them of wrongdoing? Do you play it off as the cost of doing business? Do you call eBay customer service? What? First, contact the customer and get as much info as you can from them in the most polite manner possible. Pretend you're a detective extracting info from a suspect by any means necessary. This may help your case when talking to eBay. Then call eBay customer service and lay out the entire situation, providing only facts. All you can do after that is wait and see what eBay decides to do. The thing to understand and come to grips with here is that you won't be able to prevent all scams. It is likely that you will lose in this scenario because there is no way eBay can verify that you sent the item in working order without the parts switched out. However, if you have a positive track record as a seller, eBay will tend to side with you, or at the very least, try harder to protect you because you have good history. This is why it is of the utmost importance to take care of your customers and be a great seller. Going back to the case at hand, you may in fact lose, but there are measures you can take to minimize your losses in the future. Here's one solution that helps deter assholes like the aforementioned one. Go to Amazon and buy Serialized tamper-proof stickers. I added a link below to the exact stickers I use. They work well and they won't dig into your margins too much. While you're there, consider subscribing to the channel if you're new and give this video a thumbs up. Once you get the Serialized stickers, consider putting them on your item before you ship it, like so. Hologram labels. So we're going to get into them. Get a sheet out. Doesn't really matter which sheet you get. You can do it in ascending or descending order. Let's take one off. So now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to tilt this up because there's 2 ways you can get into this. You can take these screws off and take the top off, or you can take these screws off at the bottom and take the bottom off. So what you want to do is protect yourself in both places. You're going to get that edge. Make sure it's as close as you can right there. So if you try to remove it, there's going to be evidence. Now you grab the second one and we're going to add it to the bottom right here. If for some reason the customer tries to remove these and take the bottom off, this void label is going to be voided. Look at this. You're going to see. These, by the way, are not, they're not the best labels. You can get better ones that are stickier, but for the price, they're fine. As a general recommendation, you should keep track of these serial numbers just in case. I do so by placing the info in the SKU section of the listing. That way, I always have access to it, even if I'm away from my office. These strategically placed stickers simply signify to the scammer that you're on top of your game and even keep tabs of your sold items using serial numbers. In my experience, this is an effective deterrent. It won't stop all of them, but it should decrease your losses significantly. Lastly, I know some people watching this are thinking that they don't want to use the stickers on their items because it may cause damage. I can tell you from experience as a seller of antique goods dating back to the late 1800s, It is rare that your customer will object. Not one time have I ever had an issue. In fact, I did have a few customers that felt more comfortable buying from me because I took such precautions. Scam number 2, blackmail. This scheme is as straightforward as the name implies, blackmail. The scammer wants to use the leverage of negative feedback to get you to do whatever he wants. Let's take a look at this real life scenario. I sold a bucket of flex paste silicone caulk like the one you see here. It was brand new, sealed, and not expired when I shipped it to the customer. I shipped it in a box and it arrived quickly. I sent out positive feedback to all of the buyers for the week, as is customary in my business. As soon as I did that, I received the following message. Half that paste was dried up. Now I'm supposed to give a review. I knew right away this was a scam. Experience taught me that. So what did I do next? Ignored the customer? Went off on the customer? Called eBay customer service? What? My solution was actually simple, and it's what I recommend for anyone dealing with the same issue. You will simply reply with an appropriate message. This was my response, which will be posted in the description below and also added to the downloadable document at resolutions.com. Greetings from Texas. Sorry to hear about your issue. The product sent was factory sealed, not expired. Not sure how that could have happened. Please request a refund and send back the product. A full refund will be issued once the product is received. Thank you for your business. Have the best day. That was it. He didn't request a return and he never sent the product back. A little pushback and the scammer tucked his tail between his legs and fled. Damien wins again, protecting himself like a boss. This solution will work in most cases. There are some scammers though that keep pushing the issue. But if that's the case, then have them return the product. You provide a refund after it's received and block them from your store because thieves. If this info has been illuminating or entertaining so far, click the like button and consider subscribing for more. If you don't, Lana will be mad. Scam number 3, get off the platform scam. This scheme is all about circumventing the protections of the platform. Don't you do it. If you want to sell locally, fine, but do it the right way or else the following can happen to you. Let's take a look at the scenario. You sell an item on eBay and the buyer pays quickly. Shortly thereafter, you receive a message asking you to meet up locally. It just so happens that he lives near you. He asks you to meet in person to get the item from you, claiming that he needs it right away. Usually it's because their mom is in the hospital with an alien virus that could go and she could go at any second. That $200 Le Creuset iron skillet would make her day and cure her of the evil pathogen or something ridiculous like that. You decide to meet up because you're a good person and believe in the goodness of people. After meeting with him, giving them the item and returning home, you get the item not received claim. You think, damn, that was fast. Now what? Do you contact the customer and ask them why they did that? Do you try and find out who they are so you can effect some South Texas justice? Do you call eBay customer service? What? Let me begin by saying you're pretty much booked because you have zero proof of delivery. When you sell an item locally on eBay, there is a code that only the buyer has and must give you to complete the sale. This code is private and provides proof of delivery. If you didn't go through the proper channels, then it's your fault and you can't complain. The only thing you can do is report the incident to eBay customer service and block the scumbag from your store. Make peace with the fact that you got screwed and learn from it. Then just leave it alone and move on. The way to protect yourself like a boss here is as simple as it gets. Don't get off the platform to perform ghetto-ass transactions like the one I described. Scams happen even to the most experienced seller. Some people are just trash. They don't want to earn what they have. They want to take it from others. They're a waste of space and a plague on society, but that's reality. You have to remember not to take it personally. Don't let others dictate the way you feel. Instead of getting mad or sad or discouraged, get focused. Forget the losses and set your eyes on the prize. More sales. Because you can't prevent all losses, but you can always make more sales. I hope this video was helpful or at the very least entertaining. Now that you know how to protect yourself like a boss, get to it and have the best day. Anti-goods, go back. Why is it anti-good? Oh, I sold a bucket of the flex paste.